What's up, guys? It's your boy Johnny Go Vroom. Just wanted to say thank you to all of the kind people that have reached out to me lately and just been so cool and sweet and offered me some great ideas and just some kind words. And it's really a super duper humbling experience. Like, I can't believe it, to say the least, guys. Like, it means so much. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, if you guys ever want to reach out to me, I mean, you're more than welcome to. I mean, you know, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. You know, you come out, you can find me. If you look up Johnny Go Vroom, you'll find me. So we're out here on the V12S, and man, oh man, I feel like Inmotion has breathed, how do you say that? Has breathed new life into my V12S. I don't know, something about it. It feels a little bit more torquey, a little bit more saucy. I don't know what's going on. But today we got to talk about some crazy stuff, guys. We got to talk about some crazy stuff. Wait, after we see this. Okay, so in that car, or maybe it's this car. It's in one of these white cars. There is the cutest little critter ever to have crittered in the history of critters, guys. So I'm going to go out into the street here in just a second to go across 34th to get to 2nd. This is a critter. Look at him. Oh my goodness. Isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? Yo, I always see dogs on the road, but I scarcely see dogs that are so invested in what's happening with me and an electric unicycle. It was the cutest thing in the world. Okay, now that we are past that, I will compose myself and we can get into the rest of the video. One of the audience members, Maverick, he got to talking. He sent me a little message, and it got me thinking, because in it talks about this California bill that is going to make it so that you have to have a UL certification in order to be able to sell a personal electronic vehicle over there. And you know, when you look at what the language looks like, it could certainly very well be also talking about a electric unicycle, and that is just absolutely that's kind of crazy. It's only crazy because it presents a pretty significant hurdle for companies to have to jump in order to make sure that their wheels are, first and foremost, compliant, sufficient to be sold in the area, the district that they're trying to be sold. You know, it's gonna be a trying time. The biggest change coming to the electric unicycle scene is not going to be a new motor, a suspension, some kind of breakthrough or record-breaking top speed or something like that. Literally, guys, it's UL certifications, okay? Across the U.S., more cities are moving toward this mandatory UL 2849 or like a UL 2271 certification for the sale, repair, and even the charging of personal electronic vehicles. Can you believe that? These rules are already in place in New York, and they're spreading fast. So if a device doesn't have a UL certification, it can actually be banned from sale, refused by repair shops, and even prohibited from being charged inside of certain buildings. So right now, most EUC manufacturers aren't ready for that at all. But Inmotion is. So real quick, what the UL certification means. UL 2849, it covers the entire electrical system, battery, wiring, controller, charger, tested as one unit for safety. UL 2271, it focuses on battery pack, cell safety, thermal management, and pack integrity. Passing means a product has been tested for thermal runaway resistance, as well as electrical safety and fault tolerance. It's not just a sticker, it's a gateway to selling in cities and countries that are making safety certifications a requirement. It matters because once UL requirements go national or global, non-certified wheels will disappear from the store shelves. Distributors won't import them. Repair shops won't touch them. Building managers can ban them from being charged indoors. That means riders in big cities will have fewer choices. In some cases, maybe only one brand still legal to buy and use. I mean, you gotta hand it to them, man. If Inmotion brought their launch listing from 2025, you know, and put it up on for the world to see, it wouldn't blow a lot of people's minds in terms of the performance. Absolutely not. But what it would do, damn near all of those wheels would end up legislative. Depending on where you are, you may or may not be able to get insurance for it. You may not be able to get it registered. You may not be able to do a lot of things that makes it into a street legal vehicle. But what you can do is, at the very least, give yourself a little bit of a peace of mind. Like the Inmotion wheels are just, they're built durable. They respond real quick, real quick as far as like the customer service goes. So this is taking place in California in January 2026. So this is something to bear in mind, right? So as far as the UL certifications thing, Inmotion has been proactively compliant. Okay, they know what's coming. They've been seeking it at every single corner for every single wheel, and not waiting for the laws to like force them to do it. They wanted to do this. They've wanted to try to provide a reasonable pathway to mass adoption and legality. It's just kind of the Inmotion way. And for Inmotion, future proofing is not just about the touch screens and the really nice suspension and refined 84 volt performance wheels, and it's not about like, that's not what they're doing. That's not where they're future proofing. That's not where they're putting their energy, even though they're doing that as well. They're future proofing the wheels by giving them those UL standards, man, by making sure that they can keep selling the wheels and keep on supporting them in regions that adopt stricter rules. So that's what Inmotion is doing. And what I'm doing right now is going up steps on an 84 volt wheel. Now, you did see a little bit of a dip at the end, and that was going to be more due to rider sucky blue. You'll see I try to go after it again with a little bit of a renewed poise, and ooh, it was saucy. I'm going to do that on a couple other steps down here as well. It's just, this suspension feels so good. And when you get that rhythm, you saw it right there, just dialed. And the little 180, right in front of the O'Connell Center. It makes for good TV, y'all. You can't lie, man. All right, so being a stickler for form, I have to do that one more time just to make sure that I can do it on this one. And then I'm going to end up doing it some more on another one. So back to the, sorry, I keep up. That's cool, though. You got to admit, that's cool, though. Back to the topic at hand. So if other brands don't adopt the UL certifications, these new standards, then for all intents and purposes, Inmotion could become the only legal EUC option in cities with these UL requirements. Let that sink in, okay? It's really weird for me to even fathom that as a notion, but lo and behold, California is leading the charge in this. So it's not as crazy as it sounded at first to me. I mean, at this point, there's a handful of places that, EUCs are tremendously limited, not just EUCs, but like PEVs generally. So like in Germany, they're not allowed on public roads, and EUCs have this weird handlebar legality thing. So there's just all sorts of legislation that these things are going to inevitably be facing, not limited to, but including the UL stuff. And then in the United Kingdom, they're illegal on public roads, and they've given in to big scooter, and only scooter rentals are allowed out there. The whole UL thing is in Singapore as well. I was really sketched out by these steps, guys. I was like, nah, but then I was like, you know what, let's go. So I did it, and yeah, I'm happy I did. So even in Singapore right now, EUC use is tightly constrained, right? In Paris, France, specifically in Paris, there's like a rental ban and strict rules on, private devices. It's like per the EDPM rules. I don't know exactly what the hell that is. Okay, so the reason I didn't know, because I know who EPMD was, but this EDPM thing, okay, so apparently it's a French category. It means engine de placement, du déplacement personnel motorisés. So something about motorized personal mobility devices, and basically it just has a bunch of rules for how you like function on those things. So like in towns, you may only use roads limited to like 50 kilometers, sidewalks are banned. There's just a bunch of weird little rules. New York already started with their UL stuff, man, like New York City, and now Cali and some cities in Illinois are doing it as well. But New York, you already saw a couple, like a year and a half ago or something, there was a bunch of people that were selling their electronic vehicles, and I even saw a few EUCs that were at the mercy of that purge. And so, it's happening whether or not we want to acknowledge it, and it's important and it matters for Inmotion, because inside of these regions they can establish a blueprint for how the rest of the world could regulate, where they could go. And if Inmotion certification first approach means that they can actually enter those places, then maybe yeah, I'm gonna try it again. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to cut this out. I wanted to see if I could go backwards up the stairs. It's hard for me to do it with the selfie stick, guys. I'm going to be honest. Like, riding with the selfie stick, it's kind of challenging. And then doing, like, tricks with the selfie stick is kind of challenging. There's probably people out there that are better at it than I am, but I am definitely limited. So, yeah, I mean, Inmotion is going to be able to stay inside of these markets, and they're going to be able to support electronic vehicles inside of these markets for years to come. So picture this, just a couple of years from now, like literally 2 years from now, you walk into New York City, and a shop in New York City, London, Singapore, Miami, San Francisco, and all the big performance wheels names that you knew, they're gone from the shelves. They're just not there anymore. You go to bring in your Begode, your Librachem, your Kingsong wheel, your Extreme Bull wheel, and because it doesn't have a UL certification, you actually can't get it repaired or taken care of. And that's wild, but that's what we're looking at. And the only wheels that are still going to be available to buy, service, and charge are going to be the ones with UL certifications. And right now, guys, that means Inmotion. Literally, the only ones. Look, I love the innovations that everybody else is doing and bringing to market, with the insane speed, with the monster torque, with the incredible suspensions, and all of that. It all is insane. I love the innovations in these spaces, but none of that's going to matter if you can't legally buy them, you can't legally ride them, or charge them. The UL certification is the next big performance spec. And right now, Inmotion is leading the way. If other brands don't follow, they might not be able to stay in the game, like in a meaningful way, for much longer, to be honest. So this is up to you guys. I want to know, is Inmotion truly leading the way with their UL certifications? Does this matter for you? Is this going to be something that impacts you? Or have they just fallen behind too far to be relevant, in your opinions, with regard to the 84-volt wheels? There's really no right or wrong answer to it. It's just kind of where you feel. So let me know down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this and help boost the algorithm. Appreciate you guys. Peace.